Why do you think Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed picked you for the job, especially someone with a human rights background?
I believe he wanted somebody who can advance the cause of independent judiciary, and I believe he's committed to institution building in Ethiopia. The judiciary being one of the most important key institutions, I believe he trusts that I will be able and courageous enough to lead this transformation.
But I gather you did not take the job immediately. In fact, it took you some time before you accepted this position. Why?
About 2 weeks. Yeah, about 2 weeks. So I had a discussion with my family and friends, and then I said this is a historic opportunity, and if I really want to make an impact, I should be able to take this opportunity. So yeah, about 2 weeks.
You've told us that you were given some specific promises when you accepted this job, that you'd have free reign over the judiciary and you'd be able to build an independent institution. What happens if that doesn't happen?
That was part of my discussion before I accepted the position, and the government clarified that to me, that they are committed to build independent judiciary, and that I will be in charge of making decisions and building the institution that the public will trust. So that's why I accepted the position in the first place.
Are you willing to resign if that doesn't happen?
Yeah. Because as I told you, I came on that promise of building an independent institution, and I am committed to that. If I'm not able to do that, then the whole purpose is defeated. So, but I think that will not happen.
Before your appointment as Chief Justice, you had a checkered career in law, advocacy, and even business as well. In fact, you are the founder of the Ethiopian Women Lawyers Association, which I hear has a Kenyan connection. Tell me about that.
The Ethiopian Women Lawyers Association was established in 1996, and when we set up the organization, we were inspired by the FIDA Kenya. And I remember clearly, it was I think 2003, we met activists from FIDA Kenya. There was a human rights training course, and we were women lawyers from all over African countries. So we learned about the activities and achievements of FIDA Kenya. So we went back home inspired by the experience of FIDA Kenya and established the Women Lawyers Association.
So your work with the Ethiopian Women Lawyers Association was actually featured in a movie directed by Angelina Jolie. Tell us the backstory of this.
Over 8 years when I was the director of the Women Lawyers Association, but the storyline focuses on a girl who was abducted when she was 14, and the girl killed her abductor. This is a person who abducted her and raped her because he wanted to marry her. It's a traditional practice. So we represented, the organization represented the girl, and the trial took over 2 years, and finally she was set free. So that the movie was based on that story. So Angelina Jolie knew about this film while it was being produced. So she was so touched by the story, and she offered to support in terms of giving her name as a director.
The Kenyan judiciary in some quarters has been accused of aiding corruption, frustrating access to justice, and so forth. What do Ethiopians think about the Ethiopian judiciary?
I think this is a regional problem. In most of our countries, there is a very low public trust for the judiciary. They have case backlog, I'm not sure about Kenya, but if I share with you about Ethiopia, 100 million people, and if we finalize 600 cases this month, we have new 600 cases which comes up next month. So that's a challenge. Sometimes the number of judges and the number of files that we have is not compatible at all.
Ethiopia, just like Rwanda, has equal women representation in the cabinet. What do you think those two countries have gotten right, and where do you think Kenya went wrong in this?
The revision of the constitution in 2010 in Kenya was so promising because it provided for affirmative action and participation of women in public as well as the private sector. But then something stopped. So what I would say is commitment from political leaders and understanding that participation of women is key for national development, for protection and promotion of human rights. They have to believe.